The question is, who would you rather be? Brandon Knight, who got boofed on by DeAndre Jordan, or Jason Terry, who got boofed on by LeBron James last night? Because both would be considered two of the best dunks of the year. Alley-oop,
I gotta say,
powerhouse.
I'd rather be Brandon Knight.
You'd rather be Mr. R.I.P. Brandon Knight.
I'd rather be Brandon Knight. Now, I know, from what I saw of the two dunks, Jordan's was the more violent one. DeAndre Jordan. And LeBron's is nice, don't get me wrong. But LeBron jumped over Terry, who was just standing there. At least Brandon Knight gave the defensive effort to jump up and try and make a play. Now, he fell on his back. It looked ugly. You say, why would he do that? But I applaud the defense.
See, and I actually feel the opposite way. This is why I didn't answer you in the car. Because I knew I felt the opposite way. Because I look at it like this. I think the DeAndre Jordan dunk was more impressive. So I much rather be the guy that's like dunked on in like the fourth best dunk of the year compared to
What's
like the best
impressive about
dunk
dunking
of
over a
the
guy
year.
who you have almost 8 inches
Like
on?
you said, more violent. Like it looked like when DeAndre Jordan dunked that ball, he was not only angry at the ball, the rim, but as well as Brandon Knight for even being in his way. And now I understand.
So you'd rather be Jason Terry getting posterized by LeBron?
I'd rather be Jason Terry getting posterized by LeBron for two reasons. Reason one being I think the DeAndre Jordan dunk was a lot more brutal. And reason two, when I say to you 20 years from now, I got boofed on by LeBron James, you're like, well, you know, it was LeBron James. When I say to you I got boofed on by DeAndre Jordan, people are going to be like, who the hell was that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's also another reason I would want to be Brandon Knight is because eventually people are going to forget about DeAndre Jordan's dunk. People are eventually going to forget that Brandon Knight, that ever happened to him.
But the concept of being
It is always going to
on,
be a highlight reel on Jason Terry, and especially being that it was a part of this streak.
I don't know, man. I personally really think I'd rather be Jason Terry. Look, both guys got dookied on. There's no question about it. There's not much you can do when a guy twice your size and twice your height jumps over you. It's sort of hard to avoid. But I really think I'd much rather be Jason Terry than Brandon Knight, just because, like I said, when I look, like I said, I think the aggressiveness and the anger involved in the DeAndre Jordan dunk was just mean. It was like he was mad at you and he made sure you knew it. Where LeBron's being LeBron. We've watched LeBron jump up and do slam dunks throughout his whole career. We've watched him and Dwayne Wade do alley-oops left and right nonstop. So this is just going to be a part of the repertoire of the things that they've done in their time together in Miami.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is it's always going to be a part of a highlight reel. It is always going to be there somewhere. 20 years from now, you're not going to remember DeAndre Jordan's dunk at all. You're never going to see a highlight of it because the Clippers aren't going anywhere.
I'd still rather be dunked on by a future Hall of Famer than a guy that's only going to... I mean, don't get me wrong. I think
I don't want to get dunked on by anybody, but if I'm going to get dunked on, I want to get dunked on by somebody nobody's going to remember.
Oh, see, I'm the opposite. I'd rather get dunked on by somebody that everybody remembers, so they're just like, well, you're just a name in a very long list, where in the DeAndre Jordan highlight reel of his NBA career, every person that is related to him is going to see that dunk. He's going to be 80 years old and be like, watch, look what I did to somebody. He's going to show his grandkids.
He's going to show his
and
grandkids.
be like, look what I did to somebody.
But nobody outside of his family is going to realize it.
I'm just saying, I mean, like, I really think I'd rather be dunked on by a future Hall of Famer. Like, to me, it's like...
Not a chance. Why would I want to be a part of LeBron and this streak's highlight reel?
Would you rather have been dunked on by Michael Jordan or Sam Bowie?
Plus, my biggest thing is I would rather be the guy who at least tried to make the defensive play.
See, that's the only part of the argument I can't go against, Young, because I
want
agree
to
with
be the guy who at least said, listen, I got dunked on, I got dunked over, but at least I got up and I tried. Jason Terry gave no effort. I don't want to be a guy known as a guy who's just going to stand there and let somebody else jump over him.
See, that's the one part of this argument that I have nothing in return to say back to you. Because I can't argue with you on that. I'd rather be the guy that gave the effort than the guy that just said, yeah, this is about to happen to me. That I will not argue with. But when it comes down to who I'd rather be dunked on by, I'd rather be dunked on by a future Hall of Famer than a guy that when he retires is just going to be a guy. That's all he's going to be. He's going to be a guy. Now, I do think DeAndre Jordan is one of those guys that will have a career in the NBA. I don't think he's like a 2-3 year player and then disappears. So, I mean, I'll give him that much. But I'd still rather be the guy that got, like, to me, it's like, would you rather be dunked on by Michael Jordan or would you rather have had Luke Longley dunk on you? Like, that's what, like, I mean, to me, that's almost the comparison you're making.
No. Luke Longley.
I'm naming a center that is not Hall of Fame caliber that had a long NBA career.
Yeah, but I would say almost Smiths rather than...
Jimmy Smiths?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I haven't heard that name in forever. Tall white dude from Indiana
Yeah.
back in the day.
That's
I
what
remember
I'm saying
Jimmy
is
Smiths.
if he dunked over you...
All right, let's erase that. No tall white dude would make me feel better about being dunked on by them. So maybe we should throw those names out. I'm just trying to think of non-Hall of Famer tall man that really, you know.
Sean Bradley?
No, you got we gotta lose the tall white guys. They just don't even look as cool when they jump up and dunk the ball. Let's be serious here. Blake Griffin's got about the closest, and Brent Barry was always fun to watch dunk the ball. He was pretty good. But I'd much rather be Jason Terry and be part of a Hall of Famer's highlight reel than Brandon Knight and be part of some guy's highlight reel. And I'm not saying like DeAndre Jordan right now in the NBA is not just some guy.
To me, I would still rather be the guy who jumped up and tried to make the defensive play. I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy who I might be flat on my back, but I can go to the bench and say, guys, at least I gave an effort.
Well, like I said, that's the one part of this argument that I can't disagree with you.
And that's the one part of the argument that sways me towards Brandon Knight, is because if Jason Terry would have played even an ounce of defense, I might have said, listen, at least I'll be remembered for something.
Yeah, see, that just doesn't weigh heavy enough for me. It weighs into my opinion, but it just does not weigh heavy enough.
To me, it weighs the ultimate because I will always go with a person who gives effort and at least tries over somebody who does nothing.
And just gets nuts in the face.
Exactly. And just gets cracked on their shoulder.